Why am I so exhausted is probably one of the number one questions that I get from my highly sensitive patients. And being exhausted is a pretty common characteristic if you're a highly sensitive person and you don't know what to do about it. I also wanted to highlight how sensing the subtleties can be, and all of them actually, sensing the subtleties, perfectionism, and conscientiousness can be a superpower. So I'll give you a couple examples about sensing the subtleties, really saving the day, let's say. One was a couple weeks ago, my family and I, my daughter, my husband, and myself went to the water park, and we were in the lazy river. That's you could take an inner tube and you just kind of float around, and there's curves and, water splashing on you. And my daughter got ahead of us, and she couldn't see us around a curve. A bend, in the lazy river. And as soon as I came around the bend and spotted my daughter, and she was kind of far away, I knew instantaneously that she was terrified, that she was scared. And so I just, I booked it to get to her and hold her, and then she began to cry. A person without the trait probably wouldn't have noticed that, at least from that far away. Another example could be one time when my family and I came home and the kittens weren't at the front door to greet us. And I knew immediately that something was off. The kittens should be there. They're normally here. And so it turned out that they had gotten out a window. And so thank gosh we noticed straight away, because we were able to go out and find them. And then another example is one time my family and I were driving, and there was a turtle, a pretty big turtle. He was walking up the sidewalk next to the street where we were driving. And I said to my husband, we've got to turn around. We got to go back and get that turtle, because he's most likely going to end up walking into the street. In that example, my noticing everything and then my conscientious piece was what drove me to turn around and go. Well, my husband is one who got out of the car and picked up the turtle. He was a snapping turtle, actually, and he was pretty big. So we picked him up and he put him in the woods. So another way that we could look at being a highly sensitive person as having a superpower is, let's say, at work or school. You always want to have a highly sensitive person on your team, or if it's at work, or in a group if it's at school, because we notice the details, things that other people probably miss. And we have the drive to do it well, and we really want to do it perfectly. It's what our values are to do it well and thoroughly. How does this become a superpower versus a curse? Well, you have to, number one, understand it like we just talked about. And number two, there are actions you have to take. So the things that I love to teach about helping highly sensitive people claim their sensitivity as their greatest asset, you have to work on regulating the nervous system. That means calming the nervous system down, increasing more of the relaxation nervous system, the parasympathetic nervous system, because HSPs tend to have their sympathetic nervous system in overdrive. That's the fight or flight. So an easy way to do that is breathwork. And a super simple yet very effective breathwork technique is to take an inhalation and take an extra sip at the top, and then take a longer exhalation than you do an inhalation. And you can breathe, you want to inhale through the nose, and you can exhale either through the nose or through the mouth. So I'll just demonstrate this really quickly. So I'm going to inhale. I'm going to do it one more time. Inhale, extra sip, then exhale. I can feel that already. It feels great. It's like a massage without actually having the massage. Another tool I like to teach is to take frequent breaks throughout the day. 15 minutes in the morning if you can, a half an hour, even better. 15 minutes in the afternoon, half an hour, even better. Just cease with all stimulation. So we're not on our phone, we're not working, we're not studying. And if you can go out in nature, even better. You're taking a walk, or you're sitting looking out your window, maybe at the birds, whatever. You're at the beach. And then action. So if we're working on the perfectionism piece, It's about training your behavior to not act on the subtleties that you're noticing. So back to the example from earlier, I would be walking to the kitchen to get a glass of water. This happened just this morning. I walked to the kitchen to get a glass of water. I noticed the duvet was wrinkled. I did not straighten the duvet. I noticed the rug, the runner was askew. I did not stride, left that runner, even though I wanted to. I left it. Actually, I left everything. As a matter of fact, I did not wipe the prints. I did not water the plant. Plant will be okay. Don't worry. And I didn't wipe up the water, and which is probably why I can be late often too, is if I do attend to these things, it's not very good time management, nor is it very good energy management. So that's going to be training yourself to take different action. That's working on your behavior. If you found this information helpful, please hit the like button or consider subscribing. It really does help the content reach more people. And remember, when you understand your sensitivity, you too can claim it as your greatest asset.